No indictment for the second grand jury that heard a 10th case pressed forward criminally down in the Texas courts on Deshaun Watson and the sexual misconduct cases, where 22 women have sued him in civil court. 10 of these have filed criminally, and this was the second grand jury was something that was known and was scheduled for upwards of a year, going back to last year with everything, according to Tony Busby, who is the attorney for the 22 women that have filed in civil court. He has nothing to do with the criminal cases. And
which is probably lawyer by lawyer, right?
Probably, yeah. But, I mean, the grand jury heard the 9 cases together last week. So, and as for, like, can this continue forever, there would have to be a statute of limitations. If it's not rape, my guess is it's a couple of years on the statute of limitations for sexual misconduct.
But these other 10 presumably have some time to come forward with
12.
criminal.
There's 12.
Other 12
yeah.
with the criminal accusation, if they so choose. It would seem, just thinking it out logically, not knowing anything about it, seeing the results of the cases and that they didn't choose to come forward early, they would probably have lesser cases and now be less inclined. That's just a guess.
No, I mean, if you're filing criminal as a part of the civil as well, my guess is you felt you had the strongest case,
right,
to prove.
Yeah.
Given these results, I'm also less inclined, if I'm Deshaun Watson, to settle.
Of course.
Civil case.
In the civil case. I mean, Deshaun Watson may be completely fine after all this, other than the year that he missed with all the accusations.
The question then is, if that is the case, if he is, quote unquote, completely fine now with the criminal cases gone and with the civil cases that he doesn't lose, what does the league do? And again, I've said, I think it's based on a sliding scale of what satisfies the PR that the country requires. So where do they come down on their sliding scale of the proper justice meted out to satisfy the public and the public's degree of acceptance of this?
See, I think that's ridiculous.
But that's what that's what they do.
But I don't care. I mean, that's ridiculous. If he actually goes to court in the civil case and it's thrown out after 2 grand juries heard all the evidence and said, no, we're not even pressing charges, now you have to satisfy the public because these women came forward. Give me a break. I want an investigation into the women at that point, if that happens. And what's going on there? That they all came forward and nothing happened. Or if you're going to, picket and protest and be pissed off about something, be pissed off at the criminal justice system for not filing charges. Not Deshaun Watson. I don't know. I mean, if I'm Deshaun Watson, who, by the way, has never admitted to any wrongdoing whatsoever, and you are vindicated on grand jury, you're vindicated civilly with this, he doesn't deserve a punishment. Why punish him?
Well, I'm not saying for me. I'm saying for the league. The league will feel like he's given them a black eye by being involved in something, and the league's standard of justice is not the same as the American standard of justice. We've seen that time and time again.
If the league felt that way, they'd already felt that way, and they would have suspended him last season.
Paul, I have a hard time believing that 22 women got together and conspired against him with nothing going on.
I agree.
And this is all a vast conspiracy, but we got to go by the facts of what has happened so far. Deshaun Watson has claimed innocence from the beginning. 2 grand juries have heard the evidence, decided not to press charges. He is moving forward, not wanting to settle that we know of with the civil cases. If these civil cases are thrown out and or he's found not guilty in the civil case, to go on top of 2 grand juries, possibly more to come, the league has no place in punishing him.
He was willing to settle.
No place.
At one point, he was willing to settle 18 of them. So I suspect that he's got some inclination to.
I guess so, Paul, but the reporting on this story has been atrocious. So if you want to buy into every little detail that's been out there, there's not much out there, period.
Yeah, there was one report that he was close to doing.
There has been a jump to conclusions the minute this story came out, and since then, the guy's gone in front of a grand jury and pled the fifth, and they threw the case out.
I wasn't speaking for what I was going to do. I was speaking for what I believe the league will do. And I believe he'll wind up suspended.
If the league wanted to do something for giving the league a black eye, they would have already done it because he's done it.
They haven't had to do anything. He was already sitting.
Well, now he's getting paid millions. So why not suspend him now?
He doesn't have any games to play yet. I'm not saying it's the right thing.
September 11th, he has a game to play.
Doing. And I don't think he'll play it.
Because of the cases being out there?
Because of how they manage publicity.
I just so you're saying they're going to suspend Deshaun Watson, but not suspend anybody with the Miami Dolphins or anyone with the Washington Redskins.
Well, they technically quote unquote suspended.
You know exactly how that went down.
I know, but ownership doesn't get treated the same as players. They
suspended Snyder, and who was there for the jersey unveiling?
Snyder. I'm not saying it's right, dude. You're coming at me like these are my opinion.
It's your opinion that the league is going to be upset at Deshaun Watson.
I think the league will be upset,
but they're not going to be upset at the owners who represent these teams. Or they'll come out and
say time served. Owners are in a different plane.
This is illogical. It makes zero sense. That
the league often makes zero sense.
Tyreek Hill was accused of domestic assault against his son. I believe it was his son. Zero suspension for Tyreek Hill at that time.
Probably ridiculous. But there have been other people, too. I can't remember the second one. The first one was Ben Roethlisberger.
Who he settled.
He's settled.
Okay.
Well, I think Deshaun Watson's going to wind up settling. I don't think the civil suits will wind up going away because at a certain point he was willing to settle 18 of them.